Okay, so finally able to do a video at the moment. I've been wanting to do different videos about different things, but it's like I said in my last video, my health has been up and down so much that I couldn't do anything, and I've been dealing with a lot of headaches and migraines and constant earaches. It's when all of that combined makes it to where you can't do anything. But now first and foremost, yesterday I was busy dealing with multiple different things, but also dealing with a really bad headache. So I really couldn't do, I was trying to focus. Whenever I have a headache, I try not to think about the pain I'm in and just focus on what needs to be done that day. But when the pain levels get to the point where you can't concentrate, you can't focus, and you can barely open up your eyes, it's that bad, that's when it's like, okay, I'm not going to get anything done. This pain is to the point where it's determined to be the center of my attention, and it's refusing to be ignored. And I do have emergency medication for the migraines I deal with. But yesterday and today, the emergency migraine pill was even having troubles getting the pain management down, it's super high, and it was having troubles getting it down to the point where it's just numb enough to where I can ignore it again. And I was beginning to wonder what was going on as to why my emergency medication was even making it to where I couldn't ignore the pain. It would die down, an hour would go by, and it would go back right back up. And then I would try to get it back down, and I'd feel like it was okay, and I could ignore the rest of the pain, but then it was determined to go right back up, and I'm thinking, it was very rough yesterday, and this morning was rough. So, but once I finally got to the point where I was able to focus on other things, my husband and I were discussing, I don't remember exactly what we were discussing, but I know it led to me checking my email because I was looking for something like a tracking and info stuff. And when I opened my email, I found an email from my YouTube channel telling me, my eye won't stop watering, telling me, it said, congratulations on achieving 100 subscribers. And I thought, wait, did I actually get that many? So I exited out of my email. I went to the YouTube app, went under my channel, and I looked, and sure enough, it showed 105 subscribers. I was surprised, shocked, and happy all at the same time. And I thought, wow, I actually managed to get 100 or over 100 subscribers. I was happy. It was nice to know that I have people out there who enjoy watching my videos of my life as a housewife, my kitties I have, and what I do, the different things that I do as a housewife. It's nice to know that I do have people who enjoy watching my videos. That was nice. And I know I do not accurately stay on top of uploading videos like I want to, but it's mostly because of the constant pain I have been suffering from. So I wanted to do the video now I'm doing yesterday to talk about the subscribers that I got. But right after I did my video yesterday showing what I got from Walmart, the pain level shot up so damn high, I was at the point of just passing out on my bed and hoping that when I wake up, the pain is gone, because I do not wish the pain that I go through on my migraines on anyone. I don't care if you are my worst enemy in this world and you hate me and you want me dead. I don't care how bad of an enemy that you might become in my life. The pain that I go through on my migraines, I will never, ever wish them on anyone, because migraines absolutely suck. They are so painful that it doesn't just make it to where you can't focus and can't concentrate, but the pain makes it to where it's almost blinding. And I say that because mine don't take away my vision. They just make it to where I can't open my eyes to actually see in front of me. That's how bad my pain gets. I have a sister who, when she gets her migraines, because we both suffer from them, when she gets hers don't just make it to where she can't open her eyes. Hers makes it to where she is literally, legally blind for 24 hours until she can get to the hospital and see a specific doctor that she talks to every month who gives her a shot. He has to give her a shot in her arm to make the pain in her eyes die down to where she can literally see again, just having her eyes opened. The pain that she gets from her migraines literally make her blind. And even she has said to me, I don't wish this pain on nobody. When it makes you that freaking blind, you can't see shit. And that's where her words were. And I said, I haven't gotten to that point where I feel like I'm legally blind and my entire vision is black. I can see colors. I just can't open my eyes all the way like they are right now to be able to see in front of me. Because when my migraine get that bad, my eyes are half shut or completely shut because it hurts too much to open them. So I haven't gotten to her point yet. Hopefully I never do, but we'll see, because migraines run in our family, and we get it from our mother. She suffers from migraines, and hers get to the point where she has described it almost as if like it's an aneurysm going off, or someone put a bomb inside of her brain and she's literally waiting for it to explode like a dynamite, and she feels like her head's going to explode from the inside out. That's how she describes her migraines. So I, to an extent, understand the pain. So you don't want it. It's horrible. But yeah, it runs in the family. We suffer from migraines. But hold on a second. I'm trying to open my water. It's just water, little boy. But drinking water because I have a severely dry mouth and throat. My medicine is a side effect. I have dry mouth and throat. So I suffer from that every day, and I'm drinking water constantly, trying to keep the dryness at a certain level. He decided to start sniffing it. He just sniffed my water bottle. Now, this caffeine bottle, that's old. I gotta throw it away. I haven't thrown it away yet. That's from like 2 weeks ago, I think. Maybe. No, not 2 weeks ago. Possibly a week ago. I don't remember. He just jumped down and went over to the door frame and started using my door frame as a scratching post. So that's what you just heard. But now for other updated news. Yesterday, my kitten that I have, her name is Violet. She is half calico and half tortoiseshell. And she finally was able to get fixed yesterday. I was so happy and relieved that her spay day showed up, because I had been waiting for months for an opening to show up to get her fixed. Excuse me. But they have been so busy with kitten season and trying to get cats spayed that I had to wait for 5 to 6 months almost, it felt like, for an opening to show up to get her fixed. And finally they had one day open, there was one spot left open, and I was able to grab it. And I paid for it in advance in December 1st of last year. And the only date they had open was yesterday, which was January 30th of this year. And I'm like, finally, a day got open to where I could get her in. And I had to wait that long of her being in heat to finally get her in and get her spayed. I love my kitten. She's a sweetheart. She is just a small little thing, and she's so sweet. But her being in heat made her very, very annoying. So she kind of tested my patience a little bit for a month. So, but I'm glad she's fixed now because she's no longer screaming at me from being in heat because she's no longer in heat now. She's actually asleep in my lap right now. Let's try to show you what she looks like. Hi, Munchkin. Can you look up for a second? Let's see. Yeah. She's just a baby. We only have 2 kittens in our house. The boy, his name is Jax, which is spelled J-A-X. He is my husband's kitten. He chose my husband. He's 100% daddy's boy. He is about a month and a half older than my kitten. I will maybe explain at the end of this video, if I can remember, to explain how we found him and how we ended up with him. And then, like I said, my kitten is a female. She's 5.5, 6 months now, and just got fixed. Her name is Violet. My nicknames for her are Munchkin and Little Girl. But her legal name is Violet. Now, and for Jax, I call him Mr. Munchkin or Little Boy. So, his father has a completely different nickname for him. But, now let's see what else was there. In updated news, last month, it was going around at my church. Everyone was getting sick, but I didn't know what everyone was sick with, and I ended up catching it. I thought it was just a regular head cold I was dealing with, but it was a little bit different, because mostly when I have head colds, I don't feel like I've been ran over by a semi-truck. So I wasn't entirely sure exactly what I was dealing with, because it felt like a normal head cold followed by something else. So I didn't really know what was going on. But the first 5 days of dealing with it were okay. But then on the 5th day, my ear was killing me. I was coughing my brains out, it felt like. I felt like I just couldn't stop coughing. I was coughing so much that that's pretty much all I was doing on the 5th day. And it was becoming agitating, because the more I coughed and the harder I coughed, it got to the point where it was not only agitating my ears, it was causing pain in my head. It was causing pain in my chest from coughing so hard, and I wasn't getting any sleep that day because of the coughing. So I ended up scheduling a doctor's appointment, and I got in as quickly as I could. And because of the symptoms I had been dealing with leading up to that day, and everything I told her about the first 2 days I was sick, what I felt, how I was doing, all of my symptoms, everything, that's when she looked at me and said, "I'm going to have a flu test done on you." I was confused, because I had literally never heard of that before. I've heard of a COVID test, but I had never heard of a flu test. So I looked at her and said, "Flu test?" She goes, "Yes." And I'm like, I've never heard of those before. What is it for? And she goes, "It's to see if you have flu A or flu B." And I'm like, "There's 2 different flus?" And she goes, "Yes, there is." And I'm like, "Okay, and if it comes back that I do, which one would I have?" And she goes, "Based on your symptoms, you would be flu A." And I'm like, "Okay. What's the difference between flu A and flu B?" And she said, "Flu A is all of the symptoms of a flu, just you don't have the nausea and you don't have the vomiting. Flu B is when you have all of the symptoms, including feeling extremely nauseated, and you're vomiting constantly. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she did the test. It came back that I was almost completely over it. So I didn't have the extreme heavy results of it still. So it didn't completely identify as a flu at that point in time because I was already mostly over that part of it. But it did show that I did at one point, like before the doctor's appointment, those 5 days up to it, I did have flu A, and I also had a head cold at the exact same time. I had literally 2 different sicknesses combined. And I'm like, okay, well that explains why it felt like a head cold, but with something else mixed into it. So, yes, it was flu A and a head cold at the exact same time. I was literally dealing with both. And I said, okay, what do I do about the excessive coughing and the severe ear pain? She gave me medication to help with the coughing, and it did work. I would take it at night before going to bed, and it made the coughing stop, and I was able to sleep. I take a little bit in the mornings. It made me a little bit drowsy in the mornings, but I was able to ignore it and fight off the sleepiness, but it made it to where I wasn't coughing so hard I was in pain. And I said, so what do I do about the earache? And she looked at my ears and goes, did you at one point have tubes in your ears? And I said, yes, according to my foster mother that I had as a child. Yes, I did have tubes put in my ears when I was really little. And she goes, well, based on the scarring in your ears, it looks like you did have tubes. I said, what do you mean did? And she goes, well, based on what I'm looking at, they've fallen out. And I'm like, they did? And she goes, yes. And them falling out explains why you're having so many earaches. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do? Do I have to have them put back in? And she goes, no, we don't normally put tubes into adult ears. It's normally just for children. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do about the constant earaches then? And she goes, we just give you something for the pain management and something that will hopefully clear up whatever's causing it. And for you, your earache is caused by fluid trapped behind your ears that it can't escape or go anywhere. So it's causing you pain back there. And I'm like, okay, so how do I get rid of the fluid so the pain will go away? And she explained that she says, well, then I'll have to give you something to dry up the fluid since it's trapped and can't get out. The medicine will dry it up so that it will stop hurting. And I said, okay, what's causing my ear to itch so badly? All I want to do is take something sharp, reach in there and scratch the crap out of my ear because it itches so badly. And then she goes, oh, well, you just can use Vaseline or you can use Neosporin. And I'm like, what? And she goes, well, you take a Q-tip and you can put a little bit of Vaseline on it, or you can put a little bit of Neosporin on it and you just put it in there and you rub it on the area that's itching and it will make it stop itching. And I'm thinking, I've never heard of that before either, so that was new. And I'm like, okay. What was interesting is when I got out of the appointment and I went and got into the car with my husband, he was in the parking lot waiting. I get in the car and I tell him everything that she had said. And when I got to the part about my ears and what she had suggested for the itching, he looks at me and goes, she told you to put Neosporin or Vaseline on your ear for the itching. And I said, yeah, that's what she said. I have no clue. I've never heard of that before. And he goes, I haven't either, and that does not sound like something that you should be doing. And I'm like, I have no idea. She told me to do that for the itching so it'll stop. And he goes, and he literally just looked at me like that was the most ridiculous thing he'd ever heard in his life. And I'm like, I'm just telling you what she said. Because I have no idea. It was weird. And he goes, no, well, we're going to go to the pharmacy. We're going to look and see if there's anything that will help with the itching. And yeah, my ear every now and then still does itch, but I do have a tool I use that is safer to use to make the itching in my ear stop. So, every now and then he'll just look at me like, is she serious? Because they come up with something that it's just the remedies that they use for certain things, they don't really make sense. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to know. But, so I dealt with the head cold / flu A for about 2.5 weeks. I say 2.5 because all of the symptoms of the severe head cold lasted for 2 weeks. And then the extreme coughing that came from the sicknesses, that didn't go away for another half week. So it was literally 2.5 weeks before the coughing completely stopped. And I finally got it to the point where I no longer need cough medicine because I'm not coughing my brains out anymore like I was. I missed her. So got that under control. And then do I need to throw it for you? You want me to do the ball? All right. Hold on 1 second. See if I can get it. Yep, he went after it. I threw it over my shoulder and he went after it. So he likes playing fetch with his ball. Normally his daddy plays with him, but daddy's laying down taking a nap at the moment. So I did take a nap as I waited for the medicine I took for my headache. And the medicine has made it to where it's died down again and it's numb at the moment. So we'll see if it stays numb for the next hour so I can get something done in the kitchen. We'll see. Late last night, once I finally got the levels of my headache back down again and I was able to concentrate again, I went to Walmart and I got all the ingredients needed for 2 different recipes I wanted to make today. So I plan to make a barbecue chicken in my crock pot. I got the recipe from a lady in my women's group who runs the women's group. I got the recipe from her. And then another lady at my women's group, the last meeting we had for women's group, she brought a cherry pie cobbler type thing. And it was so good that I asked her for the recipe, but I changed some of the stuff around to make it a sugar-free version so my husband can enjoy it. But instead of doing cherry, I'm doing strawberry because strawberry is his favorite fruit. So I'm going to attempt to make that today, along with the barbecue chicken I'm going to cook in my crock pot. So I'm hoping to make that today. I wanted to. And so I'm going to try doing that. I've been working on some laundry, trying to get caught up on it. And that's pretty much all I can think of at the moment to update on. But what was it? Was it yesterday? Yesterday, before I picked up my kitten from the clinic after she got fixed, I went to Ulta Beauty here in my town, and I was able to speak to a lady, and she helped me find the right shade of makeup I needed, the foundation I needed for my face and my neck and all that to match, because I do want to practice wearing makeup again, but I didn't know what shade of color I needed because after I went to the beach last year, it changed like the shade and tone of my face, and it didn't match the makeup I was using, and I noticed that my face didn't match my neck anymore. It was like 2 different colors. And I'm like, I'm going to have to go to Ulta and see if they can help me figure out which one matches both together. And when I went there yesterday, I explained to her my situation, and she goes, okay, we're going to get out like 4 different shades that I think might be your color and test them. And she tested them right here. 4 different ones. It took the 4th one to finally match both here and here together to where they look exactly the same and they're no longer two different colors. So that helped me. And she did admit that she noticed that my face has a darker shade to it than my neck. And that's why my makeup was making me look like my makeup was beginning to look like I had two different skin tones on me because they were not matching. And she was able to help me find one that does match. I wrote it all down and the price tag of it. The makeup is Clinique. I'll put it in the description to explain. It is way too expensive. So I asked a friend of mine who knows way more about makeup than I do. She wears it every day. I don't. I wouldn't mind wearing it every day. I'm still learning how to put it on. I did not grow up in a home learning how to apply makeup. It's literally one of those trial and errors and doing the best I can to figure out what works. Now, this friend of mine, she's 100% girly girl. And when I say that, I mean she's not a tomboy at all. She's 100% girly. She wears makeup every single day, and she even does posts on her Instagram explaining what works for her, how it works, and why she likes it, and how it affects different tones and shades of her face, and all this other stuff. She knows a lot about it. She's been doing it for years. And so I asked her through a text message, I said, could you help me maybe find these shades in Clinique, but find those shades I need and convert it over to e.l.f. products because they're way cheaper. So she's working on trying to figure out how that works for me so that I can start using e.l.f. products, but the shade I need because I don't know what shade I'm in. So now if she's not able to find it, then I will maybe go to the mall and see if someone at JCPenney's or Belk's can help me figure out what shade I need in e.l.f. So I've been trying to get that figured out so I can do it. Now, for nail polish, I do like wearing liquid nail polish, but I have my days when I do not have the patience to wait for it to dry. So I've been waiting, and I finally decided I was ready to put on a set of my Color Street nail polish that I have. And this is a Valentine's one, and when I put it on Sunday evening, I immediately loved how it looked. It is so pretty. It is red. I love how it looks. It's red with hearts on it and lots of glitter. And I am absolutely, you can see the hearts. I love the color of it. I think it is so pretty. Honestly, like this finger right here, it is the shade of red and all the glitter literally makes me think of Dorothy's ruby red slipper shoes, whatever they're called, from The Wizard of Oz. I haven't seen that movie in a while, so I couldn't quite remember what they were called, but it makes me think of that shoe because it looks just like the same color, and I like it. So I'm wearing that on both hands, and I really like how it looks. I think it is so pretty. I ordered more Color Street. I'm just waiting for it to be shipped and sent to me. It is this year's Valentine's set. This is retired from last year. I've just been saving it for a moment when I can finally put it on. And I put it on today. 2 nights ago I put it on, and I really like it. I mean, I can't get over how pretty that is. I love it. And I'm waiting for that to show up. And next week I'm hoping to grab St. Patrick's Day's collection when it comes out on the site of Color Street. I will also put a little link, if I can, in the description box to show you what the Color Street site looks like. And the stylist I use, her name is Lisa, so that's who I use. I will make it to where you can leave comments if you're curious of any more information about the Color Street thing, because I love Color Street. I love wearing their products. They last forever. I mean, and I'm not getting paid to say this because I seriously love Color Street. So that's what I'm wearing. And it doesn't ship off or anything. It comes off when I want it to come off. So, and Anyway, I'm trying to think what else was there. Oh, I do have a TikTok channel. I've been uploading random videos of either my cats or something I've done during the day, or I don't know, just random stuff. But I will also put that in the description if I can as to what my tag name on TikTok is if you want to go check it out. So, that's it for now. So, thank you for watching, and also thank you for the subscribers. It's pretty cool.